Hello students, today in this video we'll see how linear queue works. Before studying linear queue, first of all we'll see what is an queue. Queue is an abstract data structure. Queue is open at both its ends. One end is always used to insert the data, which is called as in-queue operation in queue, and another end is used to remove the data, which is called as a dequeue operation in a queue. Queue follows first in first out methodology. That means the data item which is inserted first in a queue will be accessed first. For any insertion in a queue, rear pointer is incremented by 1, and for every deletion in a queue, front pointer is incremented by 1. So let us see what is a linear queue. Linear queue is a non-primitive linear data structure where insertion take place at one end called as rear and deletion take place at the same end called as front. So in linear queue all the elements are stored one after another. That's why it is called as linear. For insertion in a queue, rear pointer is used, and for deletion in a queue, front pointer is used. That means queue maintains two pointers. One is called as front and another is called as rear. For every operation, both the pointer are incremented by 1. Queue works on the principle of first in first out. It means that the element which is inserted first will be taken out first. For example, a queue is maintained for the student admission. Students are waiting in a queue for taking the admission. So the student which come first will be given service first. Similarly, if the customers are waiting for getting railway ticket, so the customer which come first will be getting service first. So it working principle of queue is FIFO, first in first out. There are different types of queue. First is linear queue, circular queue, DQ, which is also called as double-ended queue, and priority queue. So these are four types of queue that we have to study one by one. There are different application areas of queue. One of them is queue is used for the waiting list for a single shared resource like printer, disk, CPU. For example, if we have a shared printer at a lab, and for taking printout, if all want to give the printout, so the student which gives print command first will be inserted into queue first, and for that student printout will become first, and the student who gives print command at the end will be inserted at last in a queue. So that student have to wait for other students for finishing their printouts. Queue is also used in asynchronous transfer of data, where the data is not being transferred at the same rate between two processes, for example pipes, file, IO sockets. Queue is also used to maintain the playlist in the desktop applications or in any application, I can say. For example, if you are maintaining the audio tracks, or if you are maintaining a playlist of audio tracks, so the track which you have inserted first will be played first. Queue is also used in operating system for handling interrupts. Now let us see how queue is represented. Here in this video we are going to use array for representing a queue. As we know that array is stores the element in a linear pattern, one after another sequential pattern. So here there are 5 elements that you can insert in a queue. So max of queue is 5 here, and the index positions are 0 to 4. So initially the front and rear pointer, or I can say the pointer which are used in operations in a queue, are initially at -1. So here we'll see how linear queue operates. So initially both the pointers are at -1. At the time of first insertion, rear pointer is incremented by 1 and front is also set to 0. Okay, at the time of first insertion, rear pointer is incremented by 1 and the front pointer is also set to 0 from -1. So here element 50 is added to the queue and rear pointer is incremented. Now again one more element 10 is added to queue and rear pointer is incremented. Again element 90 is added to queue and rear pointer is incremented by 1. 40 is added to queue and rear pointer is incremented. That means at each addition a rear pointer is incremented by 1 and the element is added. So here element 30 is added to queue. Now all the positions are occupied here. Rear pointer is reached to its maximum position, which is 5. Size of queue is 5 here. So if I try to do one more insertion, here I will get a message that queue is full. There are no spaces left in queue for new addition. So a user will get a message that queue is full when the rear pointer reaches to max position. So at the time of deletion, front pointer is incremented and element will be taken out. So here 50 is taken out from the queue. So 50 is inserted first in a queue, so it will be taken out first and front pointer is incremented. Similarly, again front pointer is incremented and the element will be taken out. So here all the elements are deleted, the last element. Now here at the time of last deletion, here front pointer is one more position ahead than the rear pointer. So this is one of the condition that queue is empty. So all the elements are deleted. If you try to do one more deletion, you will get a message that queue is empty. So at the time of insertion and deletion, we have to go through some condition which are called as overflow and underflow. Overflow condition is that when your rear pointer is at max -1, when your rear pointer reaches to max -1, there are no spaces left in a queue to add new elements. Here you can see that all the spaces are occupied by the elements and rear pointer is at max position. This is max -1 position. If max is 5, then the elements index positions are 0 to 4. That means if you are checking for the max condition, then you have to use max -1. Okay, if max is 5, then 5 minus 1, 4. That means your maximum position is 4 here. Similarly, we have to go through two different conditions for checking underflow. Underflow is there are no elements in queue, queue is empty. It is called as underflow. So when the front and rear pointer is at -1, that means initially there are no elements in a queue, both the pointer is at -1, so queue is empty. And here we can go for checking one more condition when your front is greater than rear. When the front pointer is greater than rear, it means all the elements are deleted from queue. Okay. So here in the second picture you can see that front is greater than rear, and here in the first pic you can see front and rear both are at -1. So any one of the condition is used over here for underflow. If any one of the condition is true, then queue is empty, if front and rear is at -1 or if front is greater than rear. So this is the algorithm. Here we have to check, in step 1 we have to check if rear is at max, then print queue is full. If this condition is not satisfied, go for condition 2. If your front and rear are at -1, then you can set it to 0, increment rear pointer by 1 and add the element into queue. Here num is the element which I want to add, so here this number is added to the queue. So here there is a code for insert operation. If rear is at max, print the overflow condition. If it is not, if this condition is not satisfied, go to else part, check whether front and rear is at -1. If both are at -1, set it to 0, else increment the rear pointer by 1 and place the item to the queue. Similarly, for the delete operation, check for this condition if front is at -1 or front is greater than rear. If any one condition is true from this given 2, then print underflow, queue is empty. Otherwise, if this condition is not satisfied, if front is not at -1 and front is not greater than rear, then delete the element from queue here value is equal to queue of front. That means the index pointed by front or the value pointed by front will be taken on to this variable val, and the front pointer is incremented by 1. Now this is a code for program code for delete operation. Check for the underflow. Front is at -1 and front is greater than rear. Here logical OR operator is used. That means any one condition, if any one from the given two is true, it will print underflow. Else the element will be stored to a variable y. Front is incremented and the value is written. That means the deleted element is written. Likewise, one of the disadvantage of linear queue is that here front pointer is always incremented. It is not decremented. That means it doesn't move in a backward position. So even if I have some spaces, here I have spaces, you can see that here I have two leading spaces. Front pointer is at the third element, I can say, and first two elements are deleted, and my rear pointer is at max. It means that I have some spaces left, but as my rear pointer is at max, I cannot reuse these spaces for filling new elements, because rear pointer doesn't move in backward direction. rear pointer आपका यहाँ पे पीछे नहीं आएगा, तो इससे क्या हो जाएगा कि rear pointer is not reused reutilized for filling the new element, because it doesn't move in the backward direction. Fine. So this is the disadvantage of linear queue, which is overcome in further types of queue. Okay, thank you.